The lights backstage at the VH1 studio buzzed quietly, their mechanical hum doing little to cut through the rising tension that had begun to fill the air like static. Bambi sat alone in her private dressing room, the walls closing in around her, the echo of that now-viral live stream still ringing in her ears. Her phone was still vibrating from the thousands of comments, DMs, and story tags pouring in, each one a dagger. Her reflection in the mirror looked unfamiliar. Eyes red, lips quivering, her pride hanging by a thread. The DNA report had shattered the illusion. Scrappy had gone dark. Mama D was already on her neck. And now it was that blogger, loud, proud, and unapologetically unbothered. Bambi's chest tightened. Her fingers gripped the edge of the vanity. It was too much. She didn't just feel betrayed. She felt hunted. Her secrets had been exposed, yes, but it wasn't just exposure. It was weaponized. It was malicious. It was calculated. And she knew exactly who she blamed for that. Her jaw clenched as she stood up. Enough was enough. She stormed out of her dressing room, heels clicking sharply against the studio floor, each step building momentum like a freight train headed straight into a storm. Crew members stepped aside as they saw the fire in her eyes. A few cast members peeked around corners, phones already in hand at the far end of the hallway. In the green room, the blogger stood mid-conversation with the producer. She was laughing, sipping from a branded water bottle like she hadn't just detonated a nuclear-level scandal in the love and hip-hop universe as the door slammed open. Everyone's heads turned. Bambi didn't hesitate. She walked straight in, eyes locked on her target. Fists clenched, so tight her knuckles were white. The room fell silent. "You think this is funny, huh?" Bambi's voice cracked through the quiet, sharp and venomous. "You think destroying someone's life is cute now?" The blogger didn't flinch. She calmly lowered her bottle, looked Bambi up and down, then tilted her head with a smirk. "I don't destroy lives, sweetheart. I reveal the truth. If your life got ruined, maybe it was built on lies to begin with." Gasps. Someone from production started whispering into their headset, alerting the showrunner. Bambi took another step forward, her chest heaving. "You had no right to put that report out there. You didn't ask me. You didn't give me a chance to explain. You went live and made me a laughingstock." "I went live with facts," the blogger shot back. Still composed, but now standing tall. "The same facts you tried to bury. You didn't care about protecting the truth, only your image. And now it's catching up with you." Bambi's voice dropped to a lower register, dangerous and cracked with emotion. "You don't know me. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know what it took to keep things together." "Please," the blogger rolled her eyes. "You kept it together with lies and manipulation. And Scrappy? That man deserves better than secrets and fake loyalty." In that moment, something inside Bambi snapped. She lunged forward, getting inches from the blogger's face, and security immediately stepped in, arms raised between them. Spice suddenly appeared at the door, pulled by the yelling, and quickly moved in to help separate the two. "Bambi, no," Spice shouted, trying to de-escalate. "Girl, don't do this. Don't give them more reason to drag you." But Bambi wasn't listening. She was shaking now, tears pooling in her eyes as she screamed, "You ruined my life. You don't get to act like you're righteous when you're just messy for a check. I had a whole life, a family, and you blew it up like it was your little internet series." The blogger leaned in, still calm but unrelenting. "I didn't ruin your life, Bambi. You did that the moment you lied about who your baby's father was. I just made sure you couldn't lie anymore." Someone from production tried to pull Bambi away, but she pushed past them again, screaming louder. "You crossed a line. This was between me and Scrappy. You had no right." "No right," the blogger snapped. "I have every right when lies like yours damage people publicly. Scrappy deserved the truth, and so did your fans." That word hit Bambi hard. Fans. Her fanbase. Whispering. Her brand was collapsing. Her inbox was full of hate. Brands were pulling out. DM deals vanished. "You don't understand what you've done," she whispered, voice trembling. "Now, this isn't just drama. This is my whole life. My whole name. And you destroyed it." The blogger stepped forward, arms crossed. "Then maybe you shouldn't have gambled your life on a lie. That's not on me." By now, cameras were rolling. Producers had stepped in. Phones were out. Social media was already buzzing. Leaked footage would hit Instagram before the episode ever aired. In the background, a junior PA whispered, "This is going to break the internet." Backstage, Rashida, Sierra, and Erica Mina stood frozen. Erica pulled out her phone, hit record, and muttered, "Told y'all this day was coming." Back in a room, Spice finally managed to drag Bambi out, but not before Bambi turned back one last time and screamed, "If I go down, I'm taking you with me." Security closed the door behind them. Now alone with producers, the blogger looked straight into the camera and said, she should have thought about that before lying to a man who gave her everything. The tension backstage didn't die down. Word had spread. Mama D had arrived earlier than scheduled. She walked into the scene moments after the fight, phone in hand, reviewing the footage someone had just sent her. She shook her head slowly, lips tight. Now the world sees who Bambi really is. Meanwhile, Bambi sat slumped in the hallway, hair disheveled, makeup ruined. Spice crouched beside her, trying to console her, but Bambi was inconsolable. "They think I'm a villain," she sobbed. "They really think I'm just evil." "No," Spice whispered, brushing her hair back. "But sis, you need to own up. You can't fight truth with more lies. Not with someone like her. She don't play fair." "And she don't lose," Bambi whispered. Her phone buzzed again. This time it was a private number. She stared at it for a moment, then hit decline. A second later, a message came through. One line. "You made your bed. Now lie in it." She turned to Spice, eyes burning. "I'm going to fix this. I don't care what I have to do. She wants war? She's got it." And with that, Bambi stood up. The hallway lights flickered behind her like a warning sign. Her eyes locked onto the camera lens one last time. The war had just begun. The next morning, social media was on fire. Clips from the fight had already made their way across every major blog. The Neighborhood Talk, Hollywood Unlocked, Spiritual Word. They all had different angles, different filters, but the same headline. Bambi melts down. DNA drama erupts on LHH set. The footage was raw. Bambi's screams echoed through the clips. Her face twisted with pain, fury, and heartbreak. The blogger stood tall, unapologetic, defiant, and almost chilling in how calmly she delivered her fatal lines. The comments were a battlefield. Some fans dragged the blogger for being messy and exploitative. Others hailed her as a hero for exposing the truth. But one thing was clear. Bambi was losing control of the narrative. Inside her apartment, Bambi sat curled on the edge of her couch, scrolling endlessly through the chaos. Her phone had barely stopped buzzing since the night before. Her PR rep was begging her to go quiet. Her manager was telling her to drop a statement. But Bambi couldn't think. She couldn't breathe. All she could do was watch herself unravel in real time. Meme by meme. Hashtag by hashtag. Hashtag Bambi exposed. Hashtag Shellied. Hashtag the drama. Hashtag Scrappy deserved better. Hashtag unbothered. Her heart ached every time she saw his name. Scrappy. He hadn't posted a single thing. No comment. No tweet. Not even a story view. His silence was louder than anything anyone else had said. It was abandonment. It was confirmation. And worst of all, it was deserved. Said, eyes following her every move. But not with fists. Not with yelling. "You need to flip the damn script." Bambi looked over her shoulder, eyes hollow. What script is there to flip? Everyone already thinks I'm a liar. A snake. A manipulator. Even Scrappy won't look at me. "Then make them look," Spice said firmly. "Tell your side. Go live. Drop your own receipts. Don't let Tasha have the final word." Bambi hesitated. Her gut twisted. Was it worth it? Was there even anything left to say? She had hidden the truth. Lied about the child. Let Scrappy believe something that wasn't real. But she never meant for this. Her fingers hovered over her phone. Then she clicked it on. "If I go live," she said slowly, "it won't be to explain. It'll be to expose." Spice raised an eyebrow. Expose who? Bambi's lips curled into something that almost looked like a smirk. The one who's been hiding behind the camera this whole time. Tasha wants to act like she's clean. Like she's the voice of truth. Please. I know things too. Across town, Tasha was already 2 steps ahead. She sat in her studio, glam team prepping her hair, as her phone lit up with notifications. A producer walked in holding a stack of printouts. "She's going live in 15. Tasha didn't blink. "Let her. I'm ready." 15 minutes later, the war officially reignited. Bambi went live. Her face bare, eyes puffy, but her voice steely. She didn't start with apologies. She didn't cry. She didn't explain. She stared straight into the camera and said, "Let me make one thing clear. I didn't lie to hurt anyone. I lied because I didn't trust anyone with the truth. And after what happened, I was right not to." The comments flooded in instantly. Thousands watching, fans, haters, castmates, gossip pages. Tasha took something personal, something that should have stayed private, and turned it into content. She didn't do it for justice. She did it for views. But if she wants to play dirty, I can play too. The comments exploded. Hashtag Bambi Fights Back started trending. Viewers couldn't look away. "I have texts," Bambi continued, her voice rising. "Voice notes. Conversations where she begged me for access, for interviews. Said she'd protect me if I gave her an exclusive. I didn't. And guess what? She turned on me the next week." She held up her phone, tapped through screenshots, showing receipts, promises made, deals pitched, hints that Tasha was more entangled in this mess than anyone thought. "I trusted her once," Bambi said. She twisted it. "And now I'm done being quiet." In her studio, Tasha watched with narrowed eyes, her jaw clenched. Her phone buzzed again, fans tagging her, demanding answers. Her assistant looked nervous. "You want me to respond?" Tasha shook her head slowly. "No. I'll handle this my way." And handle it she did. Hours later, she dropped a bomb of her own, a new video, fully edited, dramatic intro, music and all. "Let's clear a few things up," she said, eyes locked on the lens. "Yes, I asked for an interview. Yes, I asked her to go on record. But when someone hides the paternity of a child and ruins a man's life, and then wants to cry foul, nah, boo. You don't get to be the victim and the villain." She paused, then held up her phone. "You want receipts? Here's the full thread. Every message, every refusal, every dodge. I didn't chase a story. I chased the truth. And when she wouldn't give it, I found it myself." She ended with a warning. "Bambi, if you want to go to war publicly, bring it. But just know I don't miss. And I got archives." The internet nearly broke. Within minutes, both women were trending. Fans picked sides. Influencers made reaction videos. Mama D reposted Tasha's video with a caption that simply said, "Keep exposing her." Meanwhile, Scrappy remained silent. No posts, no texts, no calls. But deep inside, he was watching everything. Every clip, every live, every frame of emotion, anger, and deceit. His heart was fractured. He was tired of everyone speaking for him. That night, just as the fire started to simmer, a surprise notification hit everyone's phones. Scrappy had finally posted. One black screen. One message. "Tomorrow. My truth." No edits. No filters. The cast went into chaos. Bambi dropped her phone. Tasha paused her taping. Mama D just smiled. Because the next chapter wasn't about exposure anymore. It was about reckoning. The comments didn't slow down. If anything, Scrappy's raw, emotional live had supercharged them. Fans dissected every word, made edits of his pain, turned quotes into TikToks, and remixed his heartbreak into background audio. One fan tweeted, "This ain't just reality TV. This is real-life pain, and we watched it live." Across the city, Bambi was spiraling. She hadn't eaten, hadn't slept. She replayed Scrappy's live on a loop, hoping each time to hear something different, something that sounded like forgiveness. But it never came. The silence between his sentences was filled with disappointment. The way his voice broke. The pause before he said her name. The tears he didn't let fall. Those said more than anything else. She wanted to scream, but the guilt clogged her throat. Her once pristine image had been demolished. Followers dropped by the thousands. DMs flooded with hate. Brands she worked with began ending collaborations quietly. But worse than all that was the hole in her chest where Scrappy used to be. Then came the final blow. A new headline exploded across gossip pages. Scrappy moves out, leaves Atlanta home shared with Bambi. Photos showed moving trucks. Mama D standing outside the gate with arms folded. Caption, "He's finally free." Bambi collapsed to the floor, phone in hand, crying so hard she couldn't breathe. There was no publicist to save her now. No storyline to spin. No misunderstanding to explain. The internet didn't want apologies. It wanted blood. And Tasha had already poured the first cup. She tried one last time. She texted Scrappy a single line. "Please, can we talk?" Delivered. Read. No reply. That silence became a scream. But it wasn't over. Just hours later, Mama D went live. Champagne in hand, gold lashes fluttering, dressed like it was a celebration instead of a scandal. "Let me tell y'all something," she began, voice dripping with righteousness. "My baby is done.
Done.
Ain't no more second chances. Ain't no more crocodile tears from Bambi. You had a man who loved you, worshipped you, and what did you do? You lied. You played him like a fiddle. And now you want to act like the victim?" She held up her glass. "Here's to freedom.
To peace. To truth.
And to women who don't play with paternity." The comment section went wild. "Tell it, Mama D. She never liked Bambi anyway. We need Mama D's show ASAP." Just like that, the power shifted again. Bambi was no longer the main character. Scrappy, Tasha, and Mama D now controlled the narrative. Spice reposted Mama D's live with a fire emoji. Erica Mina left a laughing comment. "Play stupid games. Win viral consequences." The backlash wasn't just digital. Insiders began leaking info to bloggers. One producer said anonymously, "There's no way we can keep filming with Bambi. The energy is toxic. Nobody wants to work with her. Every scene becomes a war zone." By the next morning, Tasha dropped her final response. A clean-cut video titled, "I said what I said." She walked viewers through everything. The DNA reveal, the backstage fight, Scrappy's live, Bambi's attempt to flip the narrative. "I gave the truth," she said. "And the truth hurt. That's not on me. That's on the lie that was told in the first place. I didn't come for Bambi. She built her house on sand, and now she's mad the tide came in." She ended with a smirk. Anyway, on to the next scandal.
Stay tuned. Boom.
Mic drop. The internet crowned Tasha the new queen of reality receipts. Memes flooded in. One showed Bambi in flames while Tasha stood calmly, holding a fire extinguisher labeled Truth. But Bambi wasn't done yet. 2 days later, she reappeared. A dimly lit room. No glam. No music. Just her phone and Instagram live. "I don't expect anyone to believe me," she began.